Sam Rubin is our first guest tonight. Sam is the premier entertainment reporter for KTLA, which is the Tribune station here in Los Angeles.
You can tweet me around the globe at Sam on TV.
I wish you would, because
Okay.
I get to work with Sam a couple times a year, helping him put his red carpet shows together, which are live before some of the big award shows, like the Critics' Choice Movie Awards, the Critics' Choice Television Awards, the Critics' Choice Maid of the Week Award. Now we go down the hall live to our news center. And sitting in with Big Andy E this evening is Sam Rubin, LA's #1 entertainment reporter. Guys, what kind of news do we have?
Sort of good news, bad news, sad news. Missing radio icon Casey Kasem has been found. Kasem's family confirmed that the longtime American Top 40 host had been located in Washington State. This is 3 days after a California judge ordered an investigation into his whereabouts.
Where in the state of Washington? You know, that's where I'm from.
They don't know.
What?
Apparently, Gene Kasem, the sort of villain of the piece,
Yeah.
said they were on vacation, which, he's terribly incapacitated, so I don't know what kind of vacation that would
Is
be.
it Parkinson's? Or,
Yes, I think he has
yeah.
rather severe Parkinson's.
Right.
And that legendary voice, unable to speak.
Yeah.
And it's been weird for a long time. And some people might remember Gene Kasem in the Tortellis and on Cheers.
Yeah. Big, tall, blonde gal,
Right.
very outgoing, very outgoing.
Outgoing, and Rob is pointing to his bodice.
Yeah.
And married for 30 years. This is a 30-year marriage.
Wow.
So it's been a marriage, and it's sort of now the feud is between them and
the kids. Yeah.
A judge had ordered an investigation after an attorney for Kasem's wife said he'd been removed from L.A.
Wow.
without the kids' knowledge.
Wow.
He has advanced Parkinson's. He can't speak, and it's
Great
a
guy.
Story. Yeah, he is a nice guy.
A
He
viewer
was.
writes, "Dear Casey,
That's very good, Rob.
dear Casey, which group in 1964 had more #1 hits?"
And now a story that just will not go away: the Jay-Z Solange elevator brawl story.
we
There's
could
a couple
do
developments.
2 hours on this. 2 hours on this
New
tonight.
developments, and I see you have your source material.
Well, I have gone to my best sources, Ralph's, to pick up some really good. Just do what we call a little recap, would you?
Essentially, it was them coming from the Met Gala in New York, and Closed Circuit had them coming back, and then it looked like Beyonce was sort of ahead of them, but Solange was getting into Jay-Z's face, and they started to argue, and then she reached out, tried to kick him, punch him. I think she scored a couple times. He resisted.
Yeah.
And they got into words, and then so the speculation was, I don't think anyone's really confirmed what was said.
Well, I mean,
however,
go ahead.
We do have a statement from them today.
Well, wait. Before you get to the statement, which is now sort of
Fact,
kind of
let's get to the
button this up.
speculation.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go back to the speculation.
I tell you what, I think the thing, it's a tape, and the reason it took us so long to see it was because the guy spent a week shopping it before he got the $250,000
Right.
from Harvey Levin.
Is that how much you got from Harvey?
Yeah.
So he had a good payday, so he's been fired, so he can probably afford a good attorney.
Hey,
to
what do
deal
you think
with
the
that.
guy was making? 30 a year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
so anyway, the thing here's the thing: if your sister-in-law is beating you up,
Right.
is your sister-in-law beating you up because she's willing to confront you on things your wife will not confront you on?
Oh my.
Or is she at an event where she sees something that, as the sister of the bride, you'd be offended by? It's like,
Oh my.
So I think that's what everybody thought.
So now we have the statement.
Okay,
Just
so
released
just
a few hours ago.
What happened, Andy? What's the statement now? This should clarify everything.
This is a joint statement.
a joint statement.
And I'm not talking about that kind. Jay-Z, Solange, and Beyonce all released their statement together.
Uh-huh.
Jay and Solange each assume their share of responsibility for what has occurred. They both acknowledge their role in this private matter that has played out in the public. They both have apologized to each other and have moved forward as a united family.
Wow.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, good.
It continues.
Ginsu knives?
The reports of Solange being intoxicated or displaying erratic behavior throughout that evening
Are
are simply
untrue.
false.
No, it isn't. I read it. It's very true, and there's pictures not only in this source, but in this source too.
This is my favorite part. At the end of the day, families have problems, and we're no different. We love each other, and above all, we are family. We put this behind it and hope everyone else will do the same.
You know,
You have to discount anything that includes the phrase "at the end of the day," which is the most
correct.
overused phrase
Correct.
in modern culture.
I agree with you.
So that
So,
has to go right
just
there.
for the
And this
fun
was
of
not
it.
released by Donald Sterling's publicist.
It wasn't.
No, this is done by Donald Sterling.
that was
has
done
no
by a real
publicist.
publicist. No
Yeah, he
publicist
has-
would take the job.
Sort of the under the radar story is the Michael Sam story. You know,
The gay football player from
Right.
Missouri.
And when he was drafted,
That's the gay football player music, by the way.
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
I'm Michael Sam.
Can we get that other gay music sting? I think it's got a little more.
We only have two.
Anyway, when he was drafted, a lot of people thought he was going to be third round or fourth round. It turns out he was seventh round. But at his post-draft news conference, he says, this isn't about me. I just want to play football. This isn't about being gay.
Yeah,
Blah, blah.
right.
And then there was the kiss. So now it turns out that he signed a deal with Oprah.
Right.
And they're shooting a reality show about
Of course
his
they
first
are.
season.
Of course
but
they are.
what's interesting is the Rams were unaware of this. And they haven't said anything yet.
Oh,
but
my.
I'm just curious. But I just wonder, about the whole thing about, whether he's in this to play football or,
Well,
whether this is an opportunity to
Hey,
expand.
he's a hell of a football player.
there's a great story. Sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, and sometimes there's not. We'll tell this in a truncated way to make the break. This whole Tori and Dean reality show,
Right.
his
Oh, my
stepping
gosh.
out, blah, blah, blah. Was that all a coinky-dink
Yeah.
to give fodder for the show and promotional value to the show?
Of course. And we know, look, how tough
Well, they're
things
turning
are.
that show around faster than any other reality show.
Well,
Most shows are done,
What, the Tory
3
and-
months. This is like they're turning around 2-3 weeks. Neil Patrick Harris, who's on How I Met Your Mother,
Okay.
he had some interesting revelations on the Howard Stern show. He had a private lunch meeting at CBS with Les Moonves and Nina
Tassler.
uh-huh.
and it wasn't just a lunch. It was
Don't forget
essentially-
her name ever again.
They were essentially offering him the moon. They were offering him all of late night.
What do you mean?
Not just Letterman, but the
Well,
Craig
one of the,
Ferguson
they were.
slot
I think they were
afterwards.
like, or not. I don't think it was the entire 2 hours, but they were like, "Are you interested in this
Right.
or in that?" And what Neil Patrick Harris did, which I thought was so interesting,
Yeah.
was, as any of us would have done, described at length the quality of the lunch. That he went into Les Moonves' office, and then who knew there's a private kitchen off the office. He said the sushi was extraordinary,
Really?
and that the meal was really good.
Really?
And that this was all prior. What people are interested about is the timing is interesting. Before Letterman made the announcement, before Craig Ferguson made his announcement,
Right.
they were already anticipating these people were going to leave. Neil Patrick Harris said, "You know what? I don't want to do this every day.
Why do you think he had that kind of response?
Because I think it's hard to do every day."
Well,
Well,
but I think
too
he's
much work.
smart. No, he wants to do a variety show, and 1 hour a week where he can sing and dance and do sketches and all that, which I believe is the concept. Isn't Maya
Rudolph is doing that
Is
on
doing the
NBC,
same
yeah.
thing on NBC.
Sam, thank you very much for being with us this evening, sharing your entertainment insights
My pleasure.
with Andy.
Sure.
And so John and I could partake in this. I think we found it to be highly enlightening.
Very good. I'm glad.
All right, Sam, thank you very, very,
bet.
very much.
Nice to
We
see you
appreciate
guys.
you coming.